Hey everyone, welcome back. It's good to see you. I hope you've been keeping well. Well, spring has finally sprung, so we've got the covers off the pond and we're checking with the koi in a minute. But it's been quite a busy week, so I'll try and keep this short and we'll get on with the update fairly quickly. The koi are loving the fact that the cover's off now. I'll get the GoPro out and whack it in there in a minute. But as you just saw at the start of the update, the two that were in quarantine have gone back in there now and they're doing much better than they were. So it's all looking positive and I'm glad the covers are off. Still not feeding them fully yet, a few more weeks, but we've got a pond temperature sitting at about 11 degrees and holding steady. So I'm happy with that. Now on to the big job for the week. Around the garden we've just been continuing to prepare for the spring, so we gave this bed the vegetable patch a dig over. Need to give this one a bit of a dig over, but we've got a bit of garlic coming up here and some mint coming up, so that's good. Got a load of multi-purpose compost to start filling our pots and started doing that. Finished the shelf here, so just got to keep filling these pots. Strawberries are coming on nicely. Doesn't really feel like we've done much. Daffodils are out now though, so spring's in full swing. And they're looking lovely. Nature pond, still need to give a bit of a clean. I'm in a bit of a predicament because I've still got all these toad eggs in there, toad spawn in there. And apparently fish don't like eating toad spawn. They like frog spawn but not toad spawn, so I'm at a bit of a predicament because I can't really give that pond the deep clean, because once all those eggs hatch, if I take the water out I'll just suck up all the baby toads, so I might have to leave that for a bit. But we just repotted this blueberry and started to fill these pots, as I say, just carrying on, getting ready, preparing for the spring. Gave the cordyline quite a drastic trim, but it doesn't look at its best at the moment, but that'll look better in a couple of months when that trunk goes brown. That's about most of what we've been doing around the garden though at the moment. And I've just remembered, the other thing worth mentioning is I finally got around to installing this nice big long waste pipe that goes all the way off down there and simply connects on there. I won't try and do it with one hand, but installed that so I can finally purge and drain this filter properly and much easier, which should make maintenance much better and much more effective and quicker. So that's a positive that I've been meaning to do for a while. So that pipe just goes all the way down here. It's doubled back on itself at the moment, but just grab that end out. That then reaches all the way over to this drain and drains away into there quite nicely. So that's a brilliant waste pipe that I've got in there. That's pretty much one of the things I'm happiest about in the last couple of weeks. It's made cleaning that filter so much better. Okay, I've glued in the pipe work, and as an extra layer of precaution, after all the pipe work dried, I've added an extra seal of epoxy resin around all the joints, just to be extra sure that it doesn't leak. Wait for that to go off and set and dry, and then it'll be on to leak testing and flow testing after that, hopefully. So it's coming together nicely. That's all the pipe work, gluing and resin dried and cured. So I'm now going to do a leak test using the garden hose, make sure there's no leaks anywhere. And then I'm going to get on and start putting some media in there, doing some flow tests, making sure that's right, work out if I need to cut these pipes any shorter, and work out how long I want the output pipes. It's coming together now though. So the water coming out the bottom here is coming from the back where I've just got the hose plugged in, so that's not a leak. It's looking good so far. So leak test done. One of them is fine. One of them seems to be weeping a little bit just from the bottom here, so I'll apply a bit more resin, seal that leak up. But other than that, there's a bit of a leak inside there, but it's coming out the output pipe, so that doesn't matter. So that's all looking good. Yeah, so I'll just plug that up and then try again. Right, this is where the quite obvious leak is on this pipe. So we're just going to add some more of this epoxy resin around here, plug that up, and then give it another leak test. That's this one plugged, the leak plugged there, so we're doing a second leak test now. Hopefully that'll be okay, but we'll have a check in a minute. And then we'll start putting some stuff in there. Okay, the water level's above where the leak was. And if we go down here, ignore the water on the ground, that was just where I was cleaning it. But yeah, that putty we've added, if I can get it in focus, appears to have sealed the leak. So it's all watertight, we're good to move on to the next stage. Sweet. Okay, here is the theory. The water will come in here to the brushes, through a layer of Jap mat into a small K1 moving bed bay in there, for another layer of Jap mat into the alpha grog, and then out the output pipe. So I'm now going to go and put this in and start checking flow rates. That's the theory. Whether this works in practice, we will now go and find out, I guess. Here comes the big moment of truth then. Everything's connected up, all connected in. We've got water in there, so we just need to switch the pump on. All the alpha grogs back in there, seems to be working. Just got to add the K1 in a minute. Might need to up the amount of air going on in there, but here's the all important test. See what this does. Doesn't seem too bad. As long as it's not filling the pond, as long as the box isn't filling up as opposed to emptying, that's all we need to achieve. And I think that probably does. All seems to be returning nicely. Keep an eye on this, and then I think I will get the K1 in here. So it's leaking out the back of here quite a lot, so I'm going to have to do something to block that. But other than that, looks to be working okay at the moment. Quite happy with that. Okie dokie, I had a little bit of a play around with the air pump, got that so it's positioned out here so it's a much shorter run on the air pipes. Got the K1 in there, that's working quite nice. That'll start to sink more once it's aged in and established itself. Just added a little bit of fine foam to catch any bits if this tries to escape. This has been on for a few hours now, it's working, more than happy with it. Did a temporary fix here just with PVC tape to stop it leaking. I've got ever such a slight weep on it there, but nothing major. That's just temporary. At some point in the week I'll go out and buy the right size one of these rubber connections to just make that perfect and much better. But all in all, that's worked out very well. So just one more recap then. It's just a £15 box, I think, from Wicks that we drilled a few holes in, bought a few gutter pipe pieces and sealed it up. Then it comes into the brushes, through the Jap mat, into the small moving bed K1, through another layer of Jap mat, into Alpha Grog and the fine sponge foam, whatever you want to call it, back into the pond. Working out very well. I'm very happy with how that's turned out. Very quickly, it wouldn't be an update if I didn't have a quick look at the bonsais. Starting to look okay around the pond. Once this frame comes off and the proper net frame goes on when we make it, I'll be able to put more bonsais and arrange them better. But they're looking nice and starting to spring back into life, the smaller ones. All in all, quite a good week or so. Fairly busy couple of weeks then, so all that's left to be said is thanks for watching. If you haven't already, smash that subscribe button and the like button as well. And to all my subscribers, old and new, I just want to say a massive thank you. Your continued support really is all that keeps me going. I'll see you soon, everyone. Take care.